Anyway, let's continue.
Of months ago by anti-Semitic activists from Colombia. They knew the president, this was his first opportunity to address it. So he took $400 million from them. And he said, do these 5 things or 8 things if you want to get it back. And they're still in discussions. When it came to Harvard and the threats against Harvard to straighten out their curriculum, to straighten out the anti-Semitism on their campuses, to start complying with some regulations that the administration put out, Harvard pushed back. And they said,
I'm not kidding when I say this. The Trump admin would do a better job of propagandizing this if they only focused on woke DEI shit rather than Israel.
we will not. And the president answered back last night by saying, if you will not, we're taking $2.5 billion from your grant system.
So there's this task force that is.
Here's the problem. When you push them on Israel, the administrations will gladly deal with it, as Harvard did. When you push them on DEI, that's where you maintain public support for controlling universities. But that's when you lose the universities, because the universities will literally fucking kill their own students for being anti-Israel. But the universities will also still maintain a woke veneer and will defend DEI to the death. And that's what happened at Harvard.
Trying to get that money. Harvard, essentially, they've come back and they've said, you know what the administration is asking us to do is unconstitutional. It also flies in the face of our First Amendment rights. The president of Harvard, a fellow by the name of Alan Garber, sent a letter to the community to explain it. He said, although some of the demands outlined by the government are aimed at combating
For those of you who think Harvard refused this week. Harvard did not refuse last week. Before this week's symbolic stance that Harvard took, Harvard quietly, I keep saying the name wrong. Shut the fuck up. I know. Harvard quietly took out their head of Middle Eastern studies, a Turkish professor. I covered it. They conceded on a lot of the combating anti-Semitism and not academic receivership, but like things close to academic receivership. They did that. But once the administration came after DEI, they were like, nope. Yeah. It bears, David Austin Walsh is correct. It bears repeating that Harvard, like most other elite universities, was perfectly comfortable with the suppression of pro-Palestine speech at the behest of its donors, the Biden admin, and congressional Republicans for nearly 2 years. Obviously, this is infinitely preferable to the nakedly authoritarian alternative, but I fear that we will see the emergence of a self-exculpatory academic liberal narrative, much like that which emerged after the Red Scare about the integrity of the ivory tower and the necessity to purge at least some students, faculty, staff, even if the orders from the Trump administration went too far. And they did do this. They already did do this. I don't even think David Austin Walsh is aware that they did this. I read the report on the Crimson or whatever, the Harvard newspaper. I read it to you a couple weeks ago. While Harvard finally took a stance, and I welcome it, make no mistake, the reason why Harvard took a stance now is because Harvard already quietly conceded on a lot of the anti-Palestinian measures that, and a lot of the pro-Israeli measures that the Trump administration had demanded out of Harvard. They did all that shit. And then the Trump admin wanted more, and they were like, okay, we're not touching the woke shit. That's it. I'm sure a chatter can link the subsequent news reporting on this.
Anti-Semitism. The majority represent direct governmental regulation of the intellectual conditions at Harvard. We have informed the administration through our legal counsel that we will not accept their proposed agreement. The university will not negotiate over its independence or its constitutional rights. So they've been hit with this $2.2 billion federal freeze. But here's the thing. I would imagine this is a battle that Harvard's going to fight, because while that's $2 billion, they've got an endowment at Harvard of $53 billion. So they've got a pile of dough they could rely on if they're going to fight this.
Through it.
So the president's freezing $2.2 billion on grants, $60 million in contracts. President Obama applauded this because it's his alma mater, but Elise Stefanik also graduated from Harvard, and she was on Sean's show last night sounding off about it. But here's my question, Lawrence. Why should police officers, why should teachers, why should...
Isn't that weird? Party affiliation doesn't even matter. Everyone graduates from Harvard, Yale, Columbia. Isn't that strange? How interesting. Why is this guy always at diners? Dude, that's where he is.
Bricklayers and
He's
our
the diners
blue-collar
guy.
workers and the people in Detroit making our cars, why should they have to pay for schools that will continue and allow anti-Semitism on their campus? Because that's what happens. These are tax dollars. Harvard does have this huge endowment, and let all of that money go to community colleges. Let it go to Mike Rowe, who's starting trade schools. Allow that money to go toward individuals who are working hard in America and never would have gotten into Harvard or can't afford Harvard.
You're exactly right, Ainsley. They are not only anti-Semitic, but they allow people in on these visas that essentially hate the country. They want to redo what America is. And they have been very vocal about the people that have been deported by the president as a result of them violating their visa.
I want to point out something here, but one of the people of German descent that escaped to the United States of America, that was a formative scholar who also was an anti-Zionist, was a Jew by the name of Albert Einstein. Okay? It is fucking wild. A socialist Jew by the name of Albert Einstein. It's kind of crazy that we have this idea where we're like, yeah, no, if you are like, basically this administration, if implemented the same policies back then, would have deported Albert Einstein. And Albert Einstein is just one person. I'm just simply using him as the tip of the iceberg. Like, think about it. The dude wrote about how socialism was awesome and directly wrote about how the people, the Zionist factions that were trying to build a nation state of Israel, not alongside the Palestinians that already lived there, but by exterminating them, were fucking terrorists. They were Nazi fascists. That's what Albert Einstein said. He would literally get deported so fucking fast. Can you imagine how fast Albert Einstein would get deported right now? Oh my Lord. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, you think you got an American citizenship? First of all, you're Jewish, okay? Secondly, you're German. We're sending your ass back on the first boat to Germany, the Nazi Germany, bitch. That's what they would fucking do. It is crazy.
Second thing is they don't want cops on their campus as well. A lot of these campuses shun law enforcement, don't want them there, and feel like they're an enemy to the American people, which we know is untrue. Let's talk with some of the diners right now and see what they're... Go ahead.
One of the lawyers fighting for Harvard is Robert Hur. Famously did the Hur report on Biden, and the other one's a conservative too, so they think they have an advantage there. I would say this. They're going to have to evaluate. They're going to have everything under scrutiny. Why they're taking so many international students. What countries are contributing to their institution. What is in their curriculum. They're going to have to expose it all because the administration is just amping it up. Princeton's also fighting. Columbia's capitulating as of now. Maybe when they get a permanent president, they might change. But go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, you're exactly right, though, Brian. Let's go find some folks to talk to. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Doing great, man.
So Harvard, they're not going to comply with the administration.
Dude, what the fuck does a random dipshit at the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, New York have to say about Harvard? Why would I care about what these old fucking douchebags, these old Hitlerites have to say about Harvard? Who cares? Like, what a stupid piece of news. Like, I don't care what these guys have to say about anything. The only thing maybe that I would care about is, like, I don't know, is the soup good? That's the one thing you can ask these fucking douchebags that would at the very least be somewhat entertaining or interesting. Do you like the soup here? What's your favorite side dish? The fuck do you mean? You're like, oh, the administration is taking a lot of legal action against woke college campuses like Harvard. Do you think this violates the First Amendment or no? It's like, I don't care what this fucking old douchebag's take is, man.
They said get rid of the anti-Semitism, the people that hate our country, that want visas. We're gonna.
Oh man, thank God. Yeah. Even then, he has to literally fucking prop the question up as like, sir, these people have said that they would strap themselves with TNT directly on their chest and come and bomb the Embassy Diner while you are in it. Do you think that these people should be deported promptly? It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. You led that question so hard. I feel like it's impossible to say no to that.
Start revoking those visas. Harvard, as a result, have said, well, we don't want the money then. We're not going to negotiate with the administration. Where do you stand on this?
I stand 100% behind Donald Trump's decision to not fund them. People that work against this country are totally wrong. The woke need to wake up, okay, and get on the right side of what's going on. 1 minute they're saying one thing, next minute they're saying the other thing. They're doing a lot of flip-flopping, and I'm totally against it. You know, this is our country. We need to stand up for this country. I was a 9/11 first responder. I love our cops. I love our military, and people need to do the right thing by us first, and that's it.
What about you? A lot of people agree with you too, sir. He's talking about 9/11, and you see these people protesting in the middle of the street. Some of them are not even American citizens.
What does this have to do with 9/11?
They want to overthrow a lot of the government. Some of them have been extremely anti-Semitic. Is the president making the right move here?
I love him. I think he's doing a great thing.
These guys, once the cameras are off, are literally like, I was there at 9/11. It's the Jews that did it. Meanwhile, over here, they're like, anti-Semitism, unacceptable. We must stop it.
I'm behind him 1,000%. The man doesn't really make too many mistakes when he talks. He was right about most things, and I'm for him 100%.
Thank you so much. It's been a great time here with a lot of these folks right here. They've been talking about some of the issues that matter to the country so much, and this is one of them. We got to protect our country, and it starts with these children that are on these college campuses.
Hey,
guys.
Lawrence, look over your right shoulder. That's the town supervisor, Joe Saladino.
One of the funniest, one of the most insane sequences of events that took place on 9/11 is I don't know why they even say this, but like the false notion that all the Jews were not in the tower. Okay. And no Jews died on 9/11 because it's like Israel did it, blah, 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 which is one, wrong. Okay. A shit ton of Jews died on 9/11. It's literally in fucking Wall Street. Okay. And two, one of the most insane sequences of events that took place is going to literally destroy your brain. Okay. You know whose company did not survive 9/11 in its entirety? Howard fucking Lutnick. Howard Lutnick's company, his I forget what it was. Hold on, what the name of it is. That's right, Howard Lutnick, Trump administration's the United States current Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. His brother died on 9/11. Okay? I need you to understand how insane it is, though. Cantor Fitzgerald is the name of the company.